guys, what's up? Julie here. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to go through airport with diabetes and going through TSA. So let me take you to my office and we're going to get started. Okay guys, so let's dive in. If you're looking about going on a trip and taking the plane and you are going to go through the airport, you will have to go through security. And that can be a very stressful experience, especially when traveling with diabetes, because it's totally understandable that you might wonder what to do in case they don't let you go or they don't let your supply go, meaning you cannot take the plane and therefore you cannot go on your holiday. And don't worry, because I've asked myself the same question 5 years ago when I started to travel. So that's totally cool. And in this video, I'm going to break down the step-by-step that you have to follow when going through the security, what to do in case they stop you, and if they want to remove your insulin or potentially your ass back from you. Right. So the first thing when you're going to the airport is to allocate 1 hour at least on top of the normal time. I would say if you have to be there 2 hours in advance, I'd suggest go 3 hours, just to give you the peace of mind that if they stop you, you'll be able to have time to explain, show your doctor later, and not panicking about missing your flight, because panicking about explaining your diabetes is already a thing. Make sure you're wearing your ID, medical ID, either if you have a bracelet or if you have a card, put it in your wallet. It's always handy to have it. So now you arrive to the airport, you've done the check-in or you checked in online and you're directing yourself through security. What I really advise you is when you pack your insulin and your diabetes supply, pack them all together in the same bag. Insulin or insulin vial will be in a refrigerated bag or a mini cooler, depending on the length of your trip. When I'm going for 6 months plus travel, I have a mini cooler and I put everything in there. So I carry the mini cooler with me, and I have another small bag where I put the needles, the materials and everything else. So it's reachable, it's close to you. And put also the doctor letter and a prescription, just in case you have to pull it out as handy is on the way. You can also, if you're going for a small trip, put your insulin already in a small transparent bag. So when you arrive in the queue, you don't spend 3,000 hours trying to look for your thing, feeling stressed because you're stopping people behind you. You already have everything handy. You put it in the box that is going into the scanner. The X-ray machine, not the scanner, the X-ray machine, and that's it. When you before everything is going to go through the X-ray machine, there is the security agent that will be there asking you whether you have computers or electronic device. At this moment, let the agent know that you have diabetes and that there is insulin in your mini cooler by showing them. So they will often let the other person know, and it will make your going through security very smoothly. If you're wearing a CGM like I do here, I think you can see it, or a pump, it's totally cool to go through the metal detector, the first one you walk through. That's totally fine, so don't worry about that. I've done it many times, I never had any issue. Now, sometimes they ask you to go through the scanner when they scan explosive and you have to be like this. This is not okay for pump. So if you have a pump, you can request a pat down instead. And check the link in the description below. I link you our free guide that explains everything about getting through airport with diabetes. And we have also link per pump and CGM manufacturer, the guidance of what they say, depending on the one you are using. But the overall rule is really don't go through the scanner with a pump, and CGM is not recommended. I have been through it with the Freestyle Libre and I didn't have any problem. Now it's not recommended, and you can always ask for a pat down. It's always your choice to go in it or not. So if you're wearing a pump, ask for a pat down. They do it on the side, and that helps you to go also more smoothly. So that's the ideal case. You're going, you place your insulin, no problems, they give you your bag back. Now what to do if they want to inspect the content of your bag. So guys, don't panic, just go. Explain that you have diabetes. They're probably going to ask you to open it, ask to see the doctor letter, so show them the doctor letter. Explain as much that you can. It's always good to have a doctor note or a manufacturer, like a certificate that you can get that say that you have diabetes, just in case sometimes, you know, they can ask questions, and that shouldn't be a problem. Sometimes it happened to me. The first time I went for a 6-month trip to Australia, they took my ice bag away from me. Meaning I had nothing to keep my insulin cold for the 24-hour flight I was going on. And guys, it was my first trip. I was completely panicked. And I was like, if I'm arriving in Australia and insulin doesn't work, then what do I do, right? I'm going to have to go to the pharmacy and buy it for the next 6 months of the trip. And I had a travel insurance and I knew I could use it, but I was really not keen for that. But guys, long story short, insulin went well. I arrived in Australia 24 hours later. I left, I put it in the fridge and I had no problems. The thing to remember is that drastic change of temperature are more of a problem to insulin than keeping them at ambient temperature for a long period of time. It might affect the shelf life, so if it's until 2022 or 2023, it might be a bit short, but that's it. I had no problem, so don't panic about that if that's the case. But to prevent them to take your ice pack from you, I recommend to use medical approved ice bag. And again, I put you the link in the description down below so you can have them with you. It's written big on it, medical and everything, so they won't annoy you with them. Guys, if you're liking this video, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and ring the doorbell, because I'm having those kind of video every Thursday and I don't want you to miss them really. It would be good if possible that your doctor letter is translated in the language of the country you're going. Because in some country they don't speak very much English, the security agent, and that can be a problem. Like I've heard story about people in the UAE or in Germany can be quite, it really depends on who you are talking with. Some people are nicer than others, so if you can get your doctor letter translated, it might be, you know, helpful. But really talk to them and explain. It can be quite tiring sometimes, but remember you're going on holiday. Don't worry about what people think. They stop people at the TSA and security all the time. Like, it's not you that is making anyone late. Just, you know, go through it. Show your letter. If you have a pump, ask for a pat down. And really explain. Get medical approvals back so you don't have any issue like I had, and that should go smoothly. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it brings you a lot of value. Don't forget to download the free guide where I summarize everything I said there, plus the detail per pump and CGM manufacturer. And yeah, let me know in the comment below what you would like to see next week, and if you have any questions or anything I haven't answered, then write it down and it will be my pleasure to reply to all of you. I wish you an amazing Thursday and I see you next week.